Hello, this is Pastor Ken Carlson. Isaiah says that all of us have wandered away like sheep, each going his own way and in the process losing connection with God. Jesus told some parables about that theme: the parable of the lost sheep, the parable of the lost coin, and the parable of the lost son, also known as the prodigal. I've heard that story many times since I was a little boy, and I always kind of liked it because I figured, well, if God could love a wretched sinner like the prodigal, then I'm not too bad off. God has to love me because I'm not as sinful, right? Well, there's a lot of ways of going prodigal. It might be as simple as letting our love for God cool off, not responding to His grace or His reminders from day to day. So I'd like to pray before recounting this familiar story. Lord, it's too easy to look down on the prodigal as if I'd never be that bad. The truth is that I wander off too. It doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter where it's led. My heart is just as prone to wander. My love for you cools off too easily. Restore me to my senses. Call me back home. Pull me back to you. Let me see myself in this story. A man had 2 sons. The younger son told his father, "I want my share of your estate before you die." So his father agreed to divide his wealth between his sons. A few days later, this son packed all his belongings and moved to a distant land, and there he wasted all his money in wild living. About the time his money ran out, a great famine swept over the land, and he began to starve. He persuaded a local farmer to hire him, and the man sent him into his fields to feed the pigs. The young man became so hungry that even the pods he was feeding to the pigs looked good to him, but no one gave him anything. When he finally came to his senses, he said to himself, "At home, even the hired servants have enough food to spare, and here I am dying of hunger. I will go home to my father and say, 'Father, I have sinned against both heaven and you, and I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Please take me on as a hired servant.'" So he returned home to his father, and while he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming. Filled with love and compassion, he ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, "Father, I have sinned against both heaven and you, and I am no longer worthy of being called your son." But the father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the finest robe in the house and put it on him. Get a ring for his finger and sandals for his feet, and kill the calf we have been fattening. We must celebrate with a feast, for this son of mine was dead and has now returned to life. He was lost, but now is found." So the party began. Amen.